Almost a full year after Volvo has launched the S90 Sedan, we finally get our chance to get behind the wheel. And it's a good-looking sedan, both inside and out. It fits all the requirements of a proper sedan in this class. It's comfortable, it's roomy, has room for 5, has a proper cargo area, good technology, large infotainment screen that's actually in portrait versus landscape, much like Tesla, but obviously a lot smaller than Tesla. So think of it like an iPad mini. You have a nice 12-inch full TFT, high definition gauge cluster. So they've done a lot of things right. They've teamed up with Bowers and Wilkins for their audio system. And you know, it looks good. You have nice open pore wood, very Scandinavian looking, and I get it. You know, sedans are part of Volvo's heritage. In the 70s and 80s, it was all about sedans and wagons for them. But you know, since 2003, it's been the crossovers, the XC90, and then later, around 2010, the XC60 that have really carried the brand as far as volume. And if I was Volvo, I think I would have focused first on getting an XC90, XC60, maybe an XC30 to get that subcompact segment addressed before I would even mess with a sedan and a wagon. There's also a V90, but I guess they wanted to go back to their heritage. There's a lot to like about this car, but what I don't really like is the powertrain. So you have a good 8-speed transmission, great. Volvo's gone with an all 4-cylinder philosophy, and to compensate for, you know, these heavier cars needing more power, they've done both a supercharger and a turbocharger. That way you get the low and the high-end torque that you need, but I still think it needs more. In fact, we're driving the S90 Inscription. There is one model above it, and that's the plug-in hybrid, and that's really the one to get as far as power goes, and you get the carpool lane access and other benefits. So this engine is very capable, and it's supposed to average a combined 27, 28 miles per gallon. We haven't been getting that because we've been, you know, driving it properly. Now, another thing Volvo's done is, even though they just launched it as a 17 model, there's already an 18 model with significant changes, and we don't even know what those changes are yet. The base model is going to add about $1,200, and the Inscription model we're driving is going to add about $9,000 to the base price. So that's very unusual for a vehicle in its second year to get such a major price increase. Volvo has historically been known to make some of the best seats in the industry, and this vehicle is no exception. Steering wheel feels perfect size, nice indentations for your thumbs, but no paddle shifters. And I realize a lot of people probably won't be using the paddle shifters, but in this particular car, at this price range, they need it. They should have added it. The infotainment system is nice, it's large, it's relatively easy to use, but it's not the most responsive. We've experienced some of the same delays we had in the XC90. Again, maybe this is what's coming for the 2018 model year, is a more responsive, better infotainment system. If you were considering buying an S90, I wouldn't talk you out of it, but I'd probably give you some other options that are just as good for less money. For example, we recently drove the Buick LaCrosse, and for far less money, and you get a V6 engine instead of a 4-banger that might be lighter but has to work more to give you the same power output. I'd put you in a Buick LaCrosse and, you know, save about $15,000. Overall, I like the direction Volvo is headed. I think the future looks good for them. They might be able to resurrect a brand that was pretty much on life support. They were handed over from one car company to another, and now they seem to have the resources they need to produce the vehicles that they're capable of. I hope they stay true to their form and always have some of the best seats in the industry and the highest safety in the industry.